Reports are flying out faster than a flurry of sidekicks regarding the upcoming James Wan Mortal Kombat film. Here's all the updates and everything we know so far. On August 17th, over 3,000 people lined up outside Adelaide Studios in Southern Australia hoping to be a part of this new Mortal Kombat movie. About half of those in line are going to be chosen, most likely, for the film, which starts production next month, September 2019. The movie currently has a March 5th, 2021 release date. The extras were all answering a casting call looking for, and this is a description, all Australian-based martial arts specialists, wrestlers, stunties, combat fighters, cage fighters, boxers, bodybuilders, weightlifters, strongmen and ladies, etc., as well as anyone with supremely great physical physiques that would fit into the Mortal Kombat world. The movie was actually touch and go for a while, many years, firmly stuck in development hell all that time. McQuad was attached that entire time. Who's the director. Many other projects have seen a rotating door of directors and showrunners as the projects stall out, but he's stuck with it. Now, with production finally about to ramp up, casting for the main actors and lead roles is also making their round. And as part of the marketing ramp up, the 11th installment of the video game series was recently released, as we all know, and Warner Media has an animation film on the way as well. New Line Cinema announced Mikaad Brooks, who plays Jimmy Olsen on Supergirl, will be in the film as Jax, along with Power Rangers Black Ranger alum Ludi Lin, who will be playing Liu Kang. Taking over for Christopher Lambert is Asano, who is in talks to play the God of Thunder, Raiden. We also have Sissy Stringer playing Melina, Katana's purple-clad evil twin, but because of this, she might also be playing Katana as well. Previously announced as judo practitioner and Ito in The Night Comes For Us, Joe Taslim as Sub-Zero. Taslim was in Fast and Furious, The Raid Redemption, and a few other films. No word on my favorite character yet, Scorpion, but if Sub-Zero is in the film, I'm sure we're gonna see Scorpion too. I mean, you can't have a true Mortal Kombat film without things like the soundtrack perhaps, or like a get over here type of moment. In 2018, that hashtag show reported that the film would include a new character with the name Cole Turner. They said he'd be a boxer from Philly and would be recruited by Sonya Blade. That's awfully specific. So while he may or may not see the final cut, I'm sure he was in one of the many script drafts along the way. And while we don't know exactly what the plot will be about, it does give us a little bit about part of the plot in terms of direction. We obviously know that some type of tournament-style hand-to-hand combat will take place, but more on that in a second. Maybe Shao Kahn, Goro, or Shang Tsung will be back, which would mean some dimension hopping, realm hopping adventures between Outworld and Earthrealm. Christopher Lambert, he's not coming back, but he did play the original Raiden and was at one point attached to the movie. A few years ago, he said, "We're going to be traveling through time in a very special way. So imagine characters having a battle in the middle of London and then whoosh, you smash through a window and find yourself on the hood of a New York cab." So I'm imagining the fight sequences with this type of epic scale, and it sounds pretty awesome to me. It would still allow it to remain grounded. I'd like to see how this complements the grounded nature of the film that Todd Garner did speak about. Speaking of plot details, Todd Garner, who is the co-producer on the project, was talking with Collider and he confirmed a few things for us. He and they have been in talks with the Mortal Kombat 11 game folks, but where the game takes place in the future, some of them have kids for example, theirs is more of an origin tale. So the movie will be true to the game, will be an adaptation of neither Mortal Kombat 11 nor the 90s movies, and yet it does adhere to the games and how they've evolved to this sort of more complicated mythology that follows the characters with more detail. It's not simply that fight sequence to fight sequence battle tournament style. So the movie will follow along with that evolution as well. And he also said that New Line's been very cognizant of the characters' origins, nationalities, and history, and they do want to be true to that. Juan undoubtedly was very happy with Ludi Lin's Captain Merc on the Aquaman project for Warner, although we didn't see him a whole lot. And while Scorpion's my favorite, I am extremely excited to see what Ludi Lin does with Liu Kang. He's been in an ensemble and supporting role, so it'll be interesting to see how he handles what could quite possibly be a lead role for Liu Kang. I mean, this is, of course, an ensemble film, but Liu Kang is champion of Earthrealm, so he's bound to stand out. Robin Shou played Liu Kang back in '95, and I also remember him protecting Chris Farley in Beverly Hills Ninja, where of course he dressed up in drag to go to Benihana. Yeah, that happened. Simu Liu actually was in talks for Liu Kang at one point as well, but he went on to play Marvel's MCU, Shang-Chi, the Master of Kung Fu. And speaking of Marvel, Garner also said that they'd like to do with Mortal Kombat what Kevin Feige has done with Marvel. So assuming this movie does well when it releases, which will be about a month out from Shang-Chi's, the future bodes quite well and quite promising for the future of the franchise. And in support of that, the Mortal Kombat series is one of the few video game adaptations that has done well. In fact, the first first Mortal Kombat film in 95 grossed 122 million at the worldwide box office, and it did spawn that less than impressive sequel called Mortal Kombat Annihilation. But that makes this, after almost a quarter of a century, the third entry in the franchise. Greg Russo wrote the script. Simon McQuad is making the commercial directorship transition to feature film directing. He did commercials for games like Halo and Call of Duty, for example. And then you have James Wan on as a producer, not a director, but a producer. But still, expect this to be dark and bloody and borderline horrific, with James Wan, who's a modern day master of horror. Like, he created Aquaman's The Trench. He's famous for Saw and The Conjuring and Insidious. Imagine that with fatalities, and it seems that this will fit quite well with Mortal Kombat. But it's got to be R. Garner did say it's a very R-rated, so I am happy. And that is it, my friends, for this quick video. As things come out, if you're watching this in following months or days and you hear some more news, go ahead and leave the comments down below. Post a link if you can, because I would like to hear the latest news, and we can continue all of this conversation down below. Let me know if you're excited for this movie or not, what your expectations are, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We upload content like this every single week. I'm Jesse, this is JLS Comics, and I'll see you soon.